Hi, it's me, Arden Lee, and today I want to talk about the most important kind of person that you are going to want to have on your team, on your metaphorical team, when you are going on a personal growth and or healing journey. If you don't know me already, I'm Arden Lee. I'm the creator of the Repatterning Project, and you can learn more about that in the description box below. There's a link to a free PDF about the repatterning modality. You can learn a little bit more about what we do. And there is also a link to a free Facebook group that you can join called the Repatterning Parlor. And you're going to meet a lot of like-minded peers who are also on a personal growth journey themselves. And you may even meet this kind of person that I'm going to talk about in this video. I've titled this video the most important person that you'll need on your personal growth journey. But I want to emphasize, first of all, that means beside yourself. The first most important person that you are going to need on this journey is you, because nobody can make nobody can take your action steps for you. Nobody can make the decision that you want to get better or be happier or achieve your goals. Nobody can do that for you except for yourself. And I also want to emphasize that no matter how much a person means to you in your life and how important they are to you, there's nobody who's your magic feather. There's nobody who is your Dumbo's magic feather. There's nobody that you need so badly that you want to create an attachment to them and stay in that attachment even if the connection begins to no longer serve you, right? So if it no longer serves you, then that person, may have been in your life for, as they say, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And maybe they were a reason or a season kind of person. And it's not advisable to create an attachment to a specific person and feel that you really need them for your personal growth journey. You absolutely, however, need this archetype of person. You need this kind of person. And hopefully, my hope for you is that you have more than one of them. I hope you have like 5 of them, if possible, and the more work you do on yourself and the more you work on your own personal growth journey, the more likely it is that you're going to meet more and more of them, because the more you raise your own vibration and you change your own energy to be able to embody this for yourself, the more kinds of people in your life you're going to attract like this. So that is the nice thing about being on a personal growth journey, is that in many ways it does get easier over time, because as you grow, you attract more and more people and places and environments that reflect that growth to you, and you have more and more support around you. So that is a nice thing about being on that journey, is that even though there are ways in which things may become more challenging, or you may level up and the next thing that you have to do may be bigger than the last, the nice thing about taking a journey like that is that the longer you've been on it, the more positive support you're going to be calling around. So who is this person? Who is this important person that you need on your personal growth journey? The answer to that question is that you need a person who has the ability to heal you just with their mere presence. And that sounds like a tall order. But what I mean by that is that there are people in your life that you can go to who will hold space for you. And what I mean by hold space is that they will drop in and be present with you and listen to you and care about understanding you when you're communicating. They will hold you in a space of compassion and non-judgment. They will always, because they love you, because they care about you, they will want what's best for you. They will have the best of intentions for you. And they also will know the difference between whether you're asking for advice and whether you're not. It also helps if you can get good at clarifying whether you're asking for advice or not. It's really helpful when you go to these people, even these like advanced level people, whoever you're going to. It's really helpful if you clarify what you need. That's just a really good way of having a communication skill and being clear about what you need someone before you start that conversation. Are you just venting, or do you need validation? Do you need emotional support? Do you need advice? Are you asking a specific question? That's super helpful. But these people will be able to tune in with you. The important part is when I say they know, whether to give you advice or not, it means that they don't listen to you just so they can start talking and assuming that they know what's best for you. They really want to drop in with you and be present with you so that whatever they say is going to end up being helpful to you, and not just them being in their ego self being like, well, why the fuck did you do that? I would have done this, this, and this. You know the difference. And sometimes it really doesn't even matter what advice they end up giving you, or if they give you advice at all. Sometimes they're just there to listen and to be supportive of you. But because you know that you're safe with them, that you can express whatever you need to express, you can ask them whatever you need to ask them, and they will absolutely do their best to help you out with whatever you need, you have this safe space of non-judgment where you just by having that dialogue, that connection created, you already feel better, because you already know as soon as you form that connection, as soon as you both drop in together, you already know that you're loved and accepted. And sometimes, there are certain people in your life who, no matter what's going on, you feel better the moment you get on the phone with them. And sometimes it's not even about the practical advice. Maybe it is in some instances, but it's really just about the fact that they're providing you with an energy that is so compassionate and so accepting of you that you immediately feel better. It's almost a bit like a remote energy healing, a little bit. As someone who has engaged in remote energy healing, there are definitely ways for people to drop in and be present with you in ways that really make a tangible difference in how you feel. So I'm making a video about this today because I had a rough couple of days in a row recently, and a whole bunch was kind of going wrong, and there was a specific situation that, a couple of different situations that I needed advice on. And one of my friends, in the case where I needed some sort of business and philosophy advice, was only able to talk to me for about 3 minutes, because he was in the middle of work himself, and he managed to get 3 minutes away to talk to me on the phone. But immediately, as soon as we dropped in, I felt better. And I was like, oh, wow, right. I remember I had people on my team. This person loves me and cares about me and is going to do the best that he can do in the next 3 minutes to make me feel better. And I felt better, And, I was, I also jumped on another phone call recently where before I was on that phone call, I was, confused about a situation in my life, not sure what to do, and also, overwhelmed by a lot of things in the world. And I took like a depression nap day. I took a day where I was like, I was going to get some stuff accomplished, but it's too much right now. I'm dealing with too much. My energy levels are just not good, and I tried to get a couple people on the phone, and the person I'm referring to in this story wasn't available that day, but I got them on the phone the next day. And between like having a day off to like take all the depression nap time that I needed, and then the next day being able to get on the phone and say, hey, here's the problem I'm having, and here are my questions about it, and having them take, what was maybe like 10 minutes to drop in with me and really listen to me, and then give me advice that I could feel in my heart was based on their interest in my well-being, their care for me, and their concern for me. that I immediately felt better. And I was like, okay, I got this. I know what to do. I started taking some action steps. I got out of bed, and I was like, wow, I feel great actually. The whole energy of the depression nap day that I had had the day before just dissipated, and I was like, all right, hey, I'm ready to clean my house. I'm ready to, make some videos. I'm ready to do the things that I need to do. And all of a sudden, that time that I took, that I felt so debilitated by my mood, where I was like, I didn't get enough done. I was gonna go and do this. I was gonna do that, and instead I'm just feeling like there's just no way that I can accomplish that today, and I need to hit a pause button. It turned from this feeling of defeat that I'd been in at the time to just kind of a blip. It changed its energetic signature so quickly, because when I was in it, I was so worried. I was like, how long is this going to last for? I feel awful right now. I feel terrible. I feel triggered. I feel unsafe, I mean, I was in my home. I was physically safe at the time, but I had something happen to me, um, the day prior that made me feel physically unsafe. Actually physically unsafe when I was out in the world. So I still was carrying that feeling in my body, and I got on the phone with this person, and their ability to drop in with me and be present with me and listen to me and have compassion for me, and to do whatever they could in that moment to help me figure out my situation in a way that was specifically designed to be in my own best interest, just immediately made all that energy dissipate. And I was like, oh, okay, I got this. Like, this is fine. I'm good. All right, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the thing. And the advice they gave me, even while it was helpful, it wasn't anything that was like revolutionary. It was kind of what I knew that I should do anyway, and I just kind of needed to have it validated and hear it rephrased to me, and feel more confident that that was the right path to go down. So it's not even like their advice was this life-changing thing that that all of a sudden, that I wouldn't have been able to do myself necessarily. I want to make it just clear that it's not always necessarily the quality of the advice, or at the very least, it's not the advice itself. I mean, of course you want someone who's going to tell you something productive to do, who, when they give advice, it's going to be good advice, right? You want someone who is actively working on their own growth, and has their own best interest at heart, so they know how to do the same thing for you, or help you anyway. They know how to help you do the same thing. So of course that part is very important, but it's not even the advice itself that necessarily is the thing that heals you. It's just that space. It's that fact that, sometimes there have been people in my life who I might be freaking out or whatever, and literally the minute they pick up the phone and they're like, hey, I'm like, oh, I feel better now. Just whatever it is, just connecting with that energy of someone who cares about me just makes me feel better. And it's healing. It's literally healing. And all of a sudden that that funk that I'm in, that depression nap energy that I'm in, can just dissipate, and I can be like, oh, now those couple of days that I stayed in and I napped, it's not a threat to my overall experience anymore. It's not, I'm not a failure. I'm not I'm back on track now. That was just a blip, it was a blip, and something happened to me that I couldn't control. I was out somewhere, and two people in this, more recent occurrence made me feel physically unsafe. And sure, I needed to take a day and a half to just go home and stay home and, order Buffalo Wild Wings and eat all the things, and and be depressed and nap for a day. And sometimes we need to get that out of our systems, but the important part is that we keep going, and so you're going to need those people in your life that you can get on the phone, or you can get to come over for you, and that the moment they are present with you, you feel that energy of care toward you, and you feel that investment that they have in their friendship with you, that says genuinely that they want you to do well, that they want you to feel better, that they want you to be good, you know, regardless of whatever their opinions are on what that might look like, you know. They want you to be really okay. So make sure that you have people like that in your life. As I said, I do have a link in the description box below to my free Facebook group, the Repatterning Parlor, where there are a bunch of like-minded individuals who are also on this personal growth path. And who knows, you might meet someone there. I mean, it's ideal if you have a person who is an IRL friend, in real life friend, but you know, your long distance friendships, I've met plenty of people online who are able to also do this for me, and who I've never met in person. But you know, sometimes we jump on web chat, we jump on Skype, or you know, Facebook Messenger video, or whatever, and the minute, you know, or the phone, even whatever it is, you know, you just hear someone's voice and you sense that energy about them, and you know that they care about you, and you feel better. You're gonna need people like this on your journey, so find them and honor that connection. Try to be that person for them in return if you can, and importantly, understand that even though those people are important to you in your life, and it's important to have people like that, that if you do outgrow a connection, if a connection suddenly turns sour, if something does go wrong, or if that person for whatever reason no longer wants to be in that friendship, if they, you know, move across the country, or they, you know, they suddenly, I don't know, something happens to them, or whatever, for whatever reason they're no longer a yes to it, just remember they're not your magic feather either, that there are 8 billion people on the planet, and you can always find someone who is an energetic match to you to help you fill that role. So find those people, honor those connections, and also understand that the universe is abundant and can provide those connections to you when you go looking for them. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully I will see you over in the Repatterning Parlor, where we are definitely all looking for those people who love us and foster our growth. So see you soon.